Today I would like to do a review on a new knife that's being brought out by Midwest Native Skills Institute. The owner is Tom Laskowski. If you'd like some more information on this blade, it can be found at their website, which is www.survivalschool.com. The name of the knife is the Aniolek, and it's made out of 01 tool steel. It is a fairly hefty knife, which I like. It's 5.9 ounces. The knife's overall length is 8.5 inches. The blade length is 3.7 inches. And the blade is 1/8 of an inch thick. If you notice, this is a full tang knife. So it should be very durable for the different types of tasks that you might encounter using it in the woods. This is designed from the ground up as a woodsman's knife. So there are not a lot of bells and whistles. There's a lot to like about the knife. It's very, very well thought out and well planned. An example here would be the aggressive choil that it has on it, or thumb ramp. With that, it allows you to add a lot of downward pressure if you are cutting or carving with this knife without risking slipping and cutting your hand on the extremely sharp blade. It also gives you a good handle on the knife if your hands are wet or cold or muddy for some reason. So a secure hold on the knife. If you notice all of the contours on the handle, they are very well placed. I have large hands and the knife handles well for me. It fills my hand, it's got a nice secure grip, and my wife and my son, who is 11 years old, also have handled the knife, and they really like the way that it feels in their significantly smaller hands. If you notice, this knife has the upgraded maple scales on it. They also will offer a micarta scale and a G10 scale. The micarta is the base scale, and the G10 is an upgrade the same as the maple. It has 4 rivets holding the scales in place. First one is hollow, and then 3 other solid rivets to make a secure connection. You can notice the hollow rivet here, as well as the hole in the back side of the pommel, would allow you to lash this to a stick and make a spear out of it if you needed to use it for collecting or for hunting in a survival situation. One of the really neat features about this knife, one of many, is the fact that the back side of the blade is very aggressively squared off, and as a result, because it's a carbon steel blade and because you have such nice finishing on the back of the blade, it throws a really nice spark if you use it with a ferrocerium rod. And here's an example. I have a ferrocerium rod here. Take the back of the knife and then just pull the ferrocerium rod across it, and you end up with a very, very effective spark that could be used for fire starting. It's a great knife, well thought out. I'm very, very pleased with this knife. They run around $200 for the base model, with some additional cost if you ask for the upgraded scales or custom numbering on them. Now, any good knife needs to have a good sheath with it, and this one has an excellent sheath. This sheath is made specifically for this blade by Blind Horse Knives. Again, this whole setup is being made exclusively for Midwest Native Skills, and you can purchase it and get more information on their website. But this sheath actually has a pocket here for a ferrocerium rod. This is designed for the military ferrocerium rod, which is a little larger in diameter and a little bit longer than the civilian version. And it fits very securely in the pouch, and it will not come out with regular use. This also has 2 grommets, one at the top and one at the bottom. The one at the bottom is designed for a leg loop, so you can tie this sheath down when you're carrying it. The upper one could be used to hang cordage from, or fire starting materials, or anything of that nature. This sheath is what Blind Horse Knives calls their dangler version. and that's because of this additional belt loop up here. What you do is this belt loop with the dangler option allows you to wear the sheath lower on your leg, and as a result it doesn't snag on things when you're getting into or out of vehicles or you're moving through the brush. It tends to move with you a lot more effectively than a regular belt sheath in my experience. If you decide that you don't care for the dangler version, you can remove this screw and then this D-ring will just ride along with the sheath and you can wear it like you would a normal belt sheath. Very well thought out sheath. I'll give you another example of the thoughtfulness that went into this. With a lot of full-length sheaths, it can be somewhat difficult to get the blade out if your hands are slippery, but this little flourish at the end of the handle gives you a good solid grip when you grasp the knife here, and when you pull it out, it minimizes the chances that you're going to drop it and allows a very tight fit into the sheath for retention, as well as ease of getting it out when you actually need to work with it. This sheath also comes in a Kydex version, and so you can purchase that as an option to this blade. In summary, I really like this knife. For a custom-made blade, the $200 price point is very reasonable. It's well put together, it's well thought out, and I really haven't found anything to this point that I dislike about it. So that's my review. I hope you learned something, and if you have any questions, you can ask about the knife again at the Midwest Native Skills website, which is www.survivalschool.com. Thank you and have a nice day.